Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel Fortified Gaming. Let's run some Mythic Plus dungeons in World of Warcraft. Today we are going to be running a Neltharus level 16 as an Arcane Mage. The weekly affixes are Fortified, Volcanic, and Spiteful. I will be doing my best to give a live commentary of the dungeon run. If you are into that kind of content, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, this week is actually the first week since 10.1.5 dropped. You may have noticed that my action bar is a little bit different. And that's because Mages got quite a big rework for the 10.1.5 patch. I do not have Rune of Power anymore. There are actually a few things I don't have. One of them is Rune of Power, which is kind of one of my main spells for my rotation before 10.1.5. The other one that I am lacking is Ice Block. It has actually turned into Ice Cold. Instead of being a complete invulnerability, it is more of just a damage reduction. So I am going to have a little bit less survivability. But ideally, that shouldn't matter. Because if you're doing a dungeon at level 16, really all you should be worried about is making sure you don't die to mechanics. And I don't think it's going to be too hard to focus on that. Now, despite the fact that you know, the talent tree has changed for Arcane Mage, Arcane Mage still pretty much plays about the exact same. Oh, hold on, I do want to set a focus on this guy, make sure that he doesn't cast, what is it? I think it's Molten Core, right? Okay. Maybe someone took care of it already? I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Okay, I know there's something I have to interrupt on the Thaumaturges. I just forgot what it's called. Anyway, Arcane Mage. It's pretty much the same rotation still. Basically, the idea is that you put Radiant Spark on a target. You cast 4 spells in the barrage on the target, and when you cast the barrage, you accompany it with a Touch of the Magi before the barrage hits. And the idea is that the Radiant Spark and the Touch of the Magi application gives you 2 burn windows for you to put in as much damage as you can onto the boss, or onto the target, I should say. And then once the Touch of the Magi window is over, you go into your conserve phase, which is basically just use your spells in such a way that you have enough mana for the next burn phase. I am glossing over quite a few details in that. But you know, if you're really concerned about you know, how to play Arcane Mage in full detail, there are enough guides on YouTube that you can look up yourself. Again, this is only a level 16, so you shouldn't have too much problem as long as you, you know, do your job properly. Or well enough, I should say. So one cool thing about the new talent tree for Arcane Mage is that I feel that the AoE damage, or at least the AoE rotation that I have for my spec is actually kind of strong. Normally I'd have to spend a bunch of time like setting up Arcane Harmony stacks and things like that, and wouldn't really be enough time to actually do the damage that I want to the other whatchamacallit, the other targets in the pack, right? But nowadays I can just throw in an Arcane Orb, throw in a Barrage, and actually sometimes my Barrage throws in an extra Arcane Orb, so I'm ready to go ahead and throw in another Barrage again. And that way I can kind of keep up the AoE damage on all the targets, and we can clear some of these trash packs faster. The single target rotation also I feel is pretty good. It's mostly the same as it was, just with a different order of spells that you cast during the Radiant Spark window. Ooh, I am getting attacked here. We're going to go ahead and interrupt Molten Core, and then we'll go into a burn. Alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start the roleplay over here. Yeah, so you know you've started the roleplay when this guy walks over and activates the mammoth. That way it can save us a couple seconds as we go up there. Also, we're going to farm some arcane charges off these Spiteful Shades. And then our group said that we were going to be using Hero on the bosses. So I've got all my cooldowns up and ready to go. Okay, pull has started. We'll go ahead and do a burn. Alright. Let's try to get this mammoth going into one of the walls here nearby so that we don't have to worry about... okay, we might have to worry about moving across the room. No, that's fine. Okay. Dodge the swirly on the ground, that should be good. Alright, where's it going? Okay. We'll go ahead and hit evocation to get some of our mana back. And then we should almost be done here. I think one more blazing charge will do it. Just dodge the lava wave coming out of there. A couple more arcane blasts, and that's going to be the first boss down. We'll give ourselves a slash cheer and move on to the next part of the dungeon. Alright. Let's go ahead and use slow fall. Made it. I did not use a burn near the last part of that last boss fight, so I don't think shifting power... You know what? Actually, I'll go ahead and use shifting power. I do want the cooldown on my time warp reduced, since I am using a personal time warp talent. Every about 5 minutes, I can give myself personal time warp, even though, you know, the rest of the group doesn't have, you know, they still have this debuff on themselves. Oh, I didn't realize our shaman got stuck in a spear. Sometimes it's hard to see the brown swirlies from the binding spear, but they are there. And you do want to make sure that you dodge them. Spiteful Shade coming out. We'll farm some stacks off this guy. Alright. So the next part of this dungeon is going to have it's going to have some areas where we will be using chains to interrupt any adds that we're tanking. I don't think this is really a, you know, a big number of adds, so I don't think the tanks or the chains are going to be particularly helpful with this group. Maybe if the tank pulls big on the next the pull, I can show you exactly what the chains do if you are not familiar with them. Okay. Alright. Yeah, let's start moving on to the next part. Okay. You know what? I'll go ahead and grab a chain. Why not? I'll actually blink over. Basically, you grab the chain, you make them, you make the group of ads trip on it. I believe it stuns them a little bit and also does a bit of damage to their health. It's also foreshadowing the main mechanic for the next boss fight. You know what, we'll go ahead and we'll do a burn. It was good. Okay. Alright, this guy should be going down. Oh, do you have a shade following me? Now it is important that you angle yourself properly when you're doing AoE burns or just barraging in general, since shooting out an arcane orb in the wrong direction could accidentally pull a trash mob or a boss that you don't want to be pulling. And you may have noticed that there's a boss right over there that might not want to be pulled during this, you know, during this trash pull, since that would be a bit rough on everyone. I maybe could have used a burn during this phase, since I don't think I'm going to want to use my my full burn on pull for the boss. I think I'm going to want to save it for when the boss gets tripped 3 times, because after he gets tripped 3 times by the chains, he does take extra damage. So we'll just focus on doing our basic damage spells to the boss for right now. Okay. My 2... Oh, I do want to dodge that cone. Okay, my 2 DPS are right here. We're going to go ahead and hit Evocation. Evocation actually works quicker these days. Oh, okay, this is going to be a little bit rough. Okay, let's give ourselves Hero, do a burn, in case we need it. Yeah, there, here we go. Alright. I may have forgotten to hit Nether Tempest to get that extra damage, but you know what, it's fine. We'll hit Shifting Power to get some of our cooldowns back. You'll notice that I am still topping the DPS. And that's what happens when you line up your burn windows with your rotation properly. Or at least as best as you can given the circumstances of the run. Okay. We've got the DPS lined up. Basically the idea is you just, oh, okay. And he just jumped right into me. That's unfortunate, but you know what? I think he's low enough that they can take him down. I don't know if they have a B-res. I don't think they have a B-res. They do have a B-res. Okay, we'll go ahead and take it. Give ourselves Arcane Intellect. Give ourselves the, I think that's Arcane Familiar, right? Yeah. And this should about do it for boss number 2. I'll go ahead and dodge the frontal. Give ourselves a Slash Cheer. Re-eat some of our food and move on to the next part of the dungeon. Yeah, so like I was saying before I got, you know, hit by the kind of orange circle and, you know, got killed during that boss fight. Kind of the main strategy for that chain mechanic is basically you just have your DPS line up in a line, and usually the tank will just run the boss through the chains and basically clothesline them. Since every time you trip the boss with the chain, you actually get a debuff that does damage over time. It's basically a dot. And the dot stacks, so you don't want to accidentally stack the dot completely. You don't want like three stacks of it, because that will be just a pain for the healer to deal with. I do have a new ability called Mass Barrier on my talent tree, or at least I'm using this new ability, and I can actually use it to give my group a whatchamacallit, like a prismatic barrier, even though they aren't you know, mages or anything. All right. Dodge that frontal. Hit shifting power to get some of our cooldowns back. Alright. I'm going to farm some arcane charges off the Spiteful Shades. We are waking the guy sleeping at the bottom of the stairs, it looks like. You know what? I will go ahead and do a burn on this guy. So we can get through him relatively quickly. Alright. He should be dead in a couple seconds here. There we go. Alright, I am going to be a little bit late to the party. We've got oh, this could be an issue. You know what? I'm gonna go up. If they need okay. Go ahead and whatchamacallit? It was a little bit iffy running through that puddle of fire. I did think I thought I had blink right there, so I thought I would be good just blinking through it, but I didn't. But it's alright, we're still alive here, it looks like. I do want to interrupt melt off of these guys. Okay. Maybe hit him with an ice, I think that's what, Ice Nova? Yeah, Frost Nova. Oh. Okay. Move over here. One of the great things about this dungeon is that all of the enemies are like really tall, so it's easy to see where things are. Okay, make sure I hug the wall near enough. There we go. Oh, interrupt wasn't in time, that's alright. We'll go ahead and, should I use, yeah, you know what, we'll go ahead and use a burn on this group. Alright. Dodge the frontal, there we go. Dodge another frontal. I was gonna say, there's a patrol around here somewhere. I'd rather not get caught by that. Just noticed the frontal right there. Melt is coming out. Okay, you know what? We will do a burn from afar. I think that would be good. There's too much, whatchamacallit? There's too much fire on the ground in the way, I think. Looks like they're already pulling the ads from the boss. I think we can, you know what, we'll go ahead and throwing a barrage right there. There's a patrol downstairs that I don't want to accidentally pull. Okay. So I want to make sure I'm standing to the side of these ads right here so that my orb, my random orb doesn't go down the stairs and accidentally pull them. Okay. I feel like we're going to be using what is it? We're going to be using Hero on this boss, right?
Let's see what I have for you.
Maybe not.
I'll hammer you into shape.
I mean, it's fine if we don't use Hero on this boss. That just means we'll use it for the next boss. What's not fine is people dying to mechanics. That's ideally something you do not want to be doing. Okay.
Let's see what I have for you.
Okay. And after this thing happens, we will go ahead and spread out like that. There's that pack of ads right there that I don't want to accidentally hit with a spare orb. Okay. Go ahead and give ourselves that shield. Should maybe run out. We can give ourselves some healing, I think that's fine. Heated Swings is coming out.
Heating up fast.
Okay. Let's hit Evocation and get some of our mana back. Okay. We do not need to do that mechanic this time around, so you know what? We'll go ahead and do a burn. And this should about do it for boss number 3. We'll go ahead and give ourselves a slash cheer and move on to the last part of the dungeon. Alright, 10 minutes to go. We still have Lust off cooldown. As long as the other DPS are picking up the piles of gold early in the fight, or early in the 4th boss fight, we shouldn't have too much of a problem dealing with Warlord Sargha. Oh, do want to avoid the Volcanic Affix right there. Also dodge the swirly, that would be good. Alright. One issue with tanking these two up here is that this Dragon Wing actually covers the ground, so that you can't actually see the swirlies underneath the wing, so you do need to watch out for that if you are thinking about standing there. Alright. You know, I think these will be fine. Let's give ourselves some slow fall so we don't take any damage coming down here. We're going to do our damage to the Apex Blazewing. I'm actually going to stand outside of those I think we can hit Shifting Power to get some of our cooldowns back here, actually. I do have a Spiteful Shade chasing me. Alright, give ourselves a little bit of healing. Altered Time is still a pretty good ability for some of that extra healing if you need it. You do have to time it at the right time though. Oh, that is not what I want. I want to target this Lavamancer. And I don't know how I got hit by that. Apparently I was standing in it. But you know what, it's fine. Alright, we do need to burn down this barrier to interrupt Molten Army. Okay. Take care of this lava spray before we go into the next part. Alright. Are we going to have enough percentage here? That's the real question. Okay. Okay, we're gonna switch our targeting to the Lavamancer, burn down that barrier. Do some single target here, interrupt. Alright, go back to AoE, I think that should be good. And yeah, that should do it for our trash percentage. Now it is a matter of beating this boss. Hopefully they don't lust on pull. They'll wait until we bring down the shield the first time in order to use lust. Okay, never mind. They are going to lust on pull. I would have rather lusted after burning down the shield so that we could line it up with the burn window, but you know what, this is fine. We will work with this. I just need to figure out where my gold pile is. All the way over here. I will go ahead and pick it up though. Alright. Let's focus this ad down.
Feel the burn!
Okay. Oh, I didn't press shifting power after my last burn, so this is going to kind of ruin my burn window, but you know what, it's fine. She is already at 30%. I think this will be okay.
Embarrassment of riches.
I also forgot that I do have remove curse still, so I should be focusing on removing the curse that the other people in my group pick up whenever they pick up the gold. Okay.
Can't beat the heat.
There we go. Her shield is down. Go ahead and remove the curse on this guy. And that should do it for Neltharus level 16. Go ahead and cheer. Thank everyone for a clean run, and even congratulate them for beating the dungeon on time. And of course we are an Arcane mains, so the common courtesy is to give everyone a portal back to the main hub of the expansion. And that's going to about do it here for this video. So if you liked what you saw here, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see me run any other dungeons during Dragonflight Mythic Plus Season 2, let me know in the comment down below whether or not, or which dungeon you'd like to see me run. And hopefully I can get around to posting a VOD of that. Anyway, that's going to about do it for me here, so I hope you all had fun watching, and I will see you all later.